So the stiff one this week takes us to Twitter. So as opposed to video, we're going to go to Twitter here. And it has become known as the Will Osprey incident. And it's what everyone's talking about, Kevin. We're going to be topical here. It's what everyone's talking about.
I'm glad. I didn't know you guys were going to do this because I'm so glad that you're bringing this up because this is such bullshit.
So the initial tweet that you read was, if we can bring it up, from Wrestling Banana. Thank you very much. So Will Ospreay has had more 5-star matches in 1 month than CM Punk, John Cena, and Kurt Angle have combined in their entire career. 3. Kev's response was, how's his merchandise sales? And I have a theory about this, Kevin. Let me tell you my theory before you reply. Had they stopped at the first part of that tweet, where it said Will Ospreay had more 5-star matches for this month than anyone else, and they didn't go on to call anybody out, I don't think you would have reacted.
I would not. I wouldn't have said a thing.
Right. It was the fact that they're using stars to somehow make a comparison between guys that have drawn zillions of dollars for the company over time.
You're talking about 3 guys that nobody has less than 15 million net worth. You know, and the thing is if you go back to my response. Mm-hmm. Can we pull that back up? Okay. Not how are your merchandise sales? How's his merchandise sales? That response is to Wrestling Banana. It's not to Will. Will didn't make the statement.
Right.
So I'm in no way saying anything to Will. That was directed to Wrestling Banana. Then they came back and said, "Oh, what did we stir up?" No, you fucking assholes. You're the ones that are you got the narrative, not Will. You're using Will to. I mean, it's bullshit. I've never seen Will work a match in my life.
But the emphasis on stars now. I mean, this was all an outgrowth of the dirt sheets, right? When they started rating guys' matches as opposed to letting the box office be the rating. I mean, that was the star back in the 80s or the early 90s before everyone started getting the sheets. The door, that was the star. Those were the stars on that card. It's a 5-star match if we sold every seat in the house. We had less than 5-star matches if we had a half a house, and then if you drew 6,000 in Uniondale with the Punk House Stampede, you said that's low starage. So is
that what that drew 6,000?
I think so. Yeah, the pay-per-view. So I think this is an age thing. I think people who remember wrestling back in the day don't put as much emphasis on stars, but I think guys that are like 30 and 35, they like live and die by the stars, by the work rate, by the ring.
I remember the first time I got in the ring with Hulk, and we were working against each other. And I came in there with the big. I've always been a cement mixer, always fucking locked up stiff. And I locked up stiff, and Hulk looked at me and he went, "Easy, brother. We already got their money." And I was just like, "Fuck yeah. This is why you're Hulk Hogan, man." Like, yeah, fuck, easy, brother. Walk and talk. Tell a story. Hey, I got an idea. Remember that one time we got in that street fight and we both did that fucking deal where we did like a double, triple fucking Lindy and landed on our feet, and then fucking I ran up and then you helped me run up the ropes. Then you kind of you helped me get my balance so I could fucking jump up and hook my legs around the back of your head, and I could fucking drop you on your ass, and then God forbid if we had a 6-man tag match, because what happens is I get stopped and get fucking posted inside the ring. It goes outside. Those 5 guys continue to fight. What else can I fucking do but run, hit the opposite rope, and catapult into the 5 guys who are now fighting outside? And it just seems like it's like, God, like, what are the chances of that happening every week? That exact moment just occurs you would think at some point if you were fighting in a group of people, you'd be like, "Oh, fuck, man. We've got the advantage right now because we drop that guy in the ring. Maybe if we just separate it real quick, when he catapults, he'll land on his guys, and then we can beat the fuck out of him on the floor. But what am I never mind.
The choreography turns one off if you are watched from a certain generation. I even thought. Now, remember the spoiler would walk the ropes. He would get a guy in like a wrist lock, and then stand up in the top rope, but using that guy for balance. And I'm 10, and I'm going, why the fuck doesn't this guy just pull? He's in a wrist lock or whatever. Just pull. You're going to take the guy off the... That little bit was enough to distract me. But again, this is a different time. So
yeah,
I guess...
Yet Taker did it and got away with it.
Taker did do that same thing. Didn't he walk the...
Yeah. He got away with it because it was so impressive for a 6'9", 10 guy to do it. And he just did it cool. I mean, it was just a fucking... But a lot of times, man, I remember one time he was working with... I think at the time Papa was Kama. And Kama fucking, he pulled him, he'd pull him off the top rope, and that would start the heat.
That's a great spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so now then a response to that tweet comes to your tweet comes in from, let's get that back up, from Kenny Omega. When you said, how's his merchandise sales? He said, justifiably putrid, good sir. Did you see that?
Yes.
You did see that. Okay. Did you write him back?
I smiled, as I am now.
Okay.
I think that's. I mean, I don't think there's any love lost between those two.
Michael, I am not by any shape or imagination a podcast kind of guy. I'm an AM sports radio kind of guy. But fuck me, Kevin Nash is by far the best podcast I have listened to. Sorry, Taskmaster. Hashtag rub one out to Big Sexy. So we know what Michael's doing while he's listening.
Hey, anytime I can help a brother drop a little rope out of his fucking urethra, I'm all for it.
It must have been the week you wore the tank top. That might have been. That might have been the one.
Can you see my shirt? I'm fucked.
It says forever.
Hold on.
Oh,
bad guy.
Bad guys last.
Bad
forever.
guys last. Yeah. So appropriate to fucking have it on it and have the fucking. Here, well, there we go.
Yeah, well, we can blur anything out.
Ah, fuck that, man. Been seeing those houses on Raw? Those fucking man, they go that live shot. It looks like a pay-per-view crowd every Monday night. What the fuck's going on over there?
Well, we've mentioned this. That's the thing no one's going to be able to compete with. So other companies need to fucking stop trying. They're not going to be the same thing.
So they roped me in with fucking CM Punk versus Moxley. And Moxley was the interim champion because Punk got hurt. He had the belt. So I said, hey, fuck, I'm going to watch this because anytime like Jericho wrestles, I always watch Chris's matches. And, him and Moxley had a good match. So I said, fuck, I'll go ahead and watch this. And I don't know what they're doing over there is a fucking thing I hate is they're booking for the smarts. And if you're smart, then you already know that there's no way that CM Punk would kick with a foot that was injured to re-injure himself and go down and cut the match short. And I was just like, I felt like when I watched, I forget which one it was, but I want to think it was Shamrock versus Tito, and they were doing that deal where they fucking had the UFC at the houses, and you had the two captains. And I said, "Oh fuck it, man! I'll watch this and see if and fucking Tito beat him in like 30 seconds. It was like $50. I was just like, fuck." So same thing, I fucking I taped it and watched it, but I fucking got sat down and was expecting to watch something there. And I was just like, yeah, fuck. Like, that's not good. Wasn't exactly what I was looking for. But
it's what was the company? I guess it was WCW, called themselves the Major Leagues of Professional Wrestling for a while there when when Vince first went national. Or was it might have been Crockett, it might have even been the local.
Yeah, NWA probably.
Yeah. But that means something, the major leagues. And when you have a production crew and just the muscle that WWE has, and this goes back to TNA when I gave them my presentation about, it's you gotta be different than the leader. You don't emulate it unless you can.
Right.
But nobody has been able to since WCW.
Back in the day,